Well, nearly half of U.S. kids are breathing unhealthy air. That's according to recent data from the American Lung Association.
So who better to fix
Sheesh.
this problem than a young eco-activist? And that's where Nathan Tant, a high school junior, comes in. Last year, he founded a nonprofit that's dedicated to monitoring air across the city of Dallas. And Nathan joins us now. Thanks for joining us, Nathan, here. Great thing you've done here. Your organization is called Shared Skies Initiative. So how did it get started?
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here today. And so I guess the story goes back pretty far. Over the past 2 years, I've been volunteering in West Dallas at the Wesley Rankin Community Center. And so I noticed that a lot of the students there often suffered kind of from asthma or other respiratory illnesses, and especially when we were outside. And so kind of learning from that and then hearing one of the students actually ask me why the air was so hazy on a given day, I wanted to kind of better answer that question. And so the more I looked into it, the more I realized that the data to answer that question really doesn't exist at a hyper-local scale. And so what Shared Skies is doing is combining research, education, and advocacy to provide residents of Dallas, specifically West and South Dallas, with the data and tools to effectively protect their health and also push for long-term change in Dallas.
That's impressive. So we're going to talk about the tools in a minute. First, let's talk about the data. One of the interesting things you found is that clean air is not accessible for everyone. I was shocked by that statistic we had off the top, about 50%. So why is that?
So actually, if you look at Dallas right now, we have actually one EPA sensor across over 900 square miles of Dallas County. And so many residents, when they check their phone's weather app specifically, they look at the air pollution section and they commonly see this like same number no matter where they are in the city. And it typically reads, good or moderate for everyone in the same city at any given point in time. And so that's essentially a very large data gap because air pollution fluctuates significantly within the city. And so, yeah, what we're doing is hyper-local monitoring, trying to fill those gaps, setting up sensors. We're using actually purple air sensors. I have one here today. So very small and very hyper-local. And all of this is real-time and accessible through our real-time map as well.
Okay, you showed us the monitor here. So how many are there in place across the Metroplex? And what are you doing with the data that you collect?
That's a great question. So there are about 60 across the Metroplex, and we're setting up around 8, specifically in West and South Dallas. And so what we're doing is we're pulling all of this data. We're spatially aligning it with kind of different census tracts. These are small geographical units. And we're using machine learning model to actually predict and fill gaps in between those data points. And so we've analyzed over 61,000 days worth of data and generated predictions across over 5,200 census tracts in Dallas. And so again, that's all real-time accessible on our map, and that's also aligned with current meteorological conditions as well. So we're using humidity, temperature, pressure, wind speed as variables as well.
We're gonna have to tap into that little system you got there. So talk about storms. I want to talk a little bit more about these monitors. Where did you get them from? Did you make them yourself? Tell us the background on those.
That's a great question. So these are all purple air sensors. These are low-cost particulate matter sensors. So they only detect kind of like this specific kind of pollutant, which is called particulate matter. And so it's any particle within a specific size range. And so, yeah, these are all like from Purple Air. They're a great company. They have over 30,000 sensors across the world, and they're really effective for citizen science and kind of community workshops. And so that's what we're doing with these sensors, and we're just setting them across Dallas, working with churches and schools, community centers, to find places where they can collect the best data.
And those sensors aren't free, so where are you getting funding for all this?
So we're actually fundraising right now, and so just doing a lot of different grassroots fundraising, also applying for some grants. And so we're lucky to have the support from the Jane Goodall Institute. I'm on the Roots and Shoots Youth Council. It's an honor to be there as well. And actually recently we competed at the South by Southwest Student Impact Challenge, where we were able to receive some funding and recognition for our work as well.
All right, so do you see, the future? Do you see a future in this? You're going to carry this out, maybe to other cities and let this grow?
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually want to kind of major in urban planning and urban policy. I think the policy side of it is very interesting as well. So kind of determining where major emitters can be located and how we're going to be able to zone industrial sites to ensure that kind of no locations are disproportionately affected by pollution. And so in terms of scaling this nonprofit specifically, I think there are a lot of things we can do, focusing mostly on Dallas right now. But if we can expand to other major metropolitan areas in Texas, I think that's short-term goal for now, or yeah, pretty short, relatively short-term, I would say. So Houston, Austin, San Antonio as well.
You're going far, kid. That's all I got to say. Excited to see what you do in the future, Nathan. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, he is in charge of Share Skies Initiative.
And don't forget, Nathan, UT is right down the road from Dallas. You can be a Longhorn or maybe Ivy League, you know, the same thing.
Paul went to Texas, but you couldn't figure that out. So, yeah, that's why he was saying that.